You're watching the WH Consumer Report. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, what every veteran with a VA loan needs to know about lowering their monthly payment. With new rates, people are saving money all over the country. With us, we have an expert on the topic. We've actually invited him on the show today, Dan Holtz. Dan, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Randy. It's good to be here.
Now, for people that don't know Sovereign Lending Group, this is your company. Is that correct?
That's right. So
Okay.
Sovereign Lending Group, we're celebrating 9 years of service. We're a direct lender. We're able to close loans as little as 3 weeks. And we have a 97% positive review rating online right now.
Okay.
We're very happy about that.
All right, good. Now, your company, I mean, you're a young, successful guy, 25 guys that work under you.
Correct.
That handle these incoming calls. Are they all equipped to handle a VA?
Yeah, that's a great question. So they are all licensed mortgage bankers, and they are trained very well in terms of what a VA loan is, what qualifies for a VA loan, and really servicing the client and making sure they get the best deal that's out there.
One of the things we discussed, that even if you closed on your VA loan or refi last month, that you could save the money based on today's rates.
Correct. So,
For example, give
yeah.
me an example.
We have this happen all the time. People just closed literally 30 days, 60 days ago, and we're able to shave off 0.25%, 3/8, even 0.5% off their current rate, and with them only being in the loan for literally 2 to 3 month period of time. That's sometimes we've saved our clients upwards of $500 with that easy
Per
rate,
month.
Per month, $500, just reducing their rate to 0.5% to 1/4. Again, most of our clients just did the refinance process, so they have all the paperwork.
Is it true you have to wait about 6 months before you do this?
That's a great question.
Well, I mean,
it
there's
drives
a
me
penalty.
crazy. There is no penalty. There's no
not really?
prepayment penalty, and a lot of people think you have to wait 6 months before you can do a brand new VA loan. It's just not true. You can do it theoretically the very next day after your other loan has funded, and as long as the interest rate's lower, we can go ahead and help out with that. So no 6 months at all. That's not.
Okay, now, I should mention, this is a real interview. I'm not trying to side with you, but my father is going to get a loan with your company. And he's 79 years old, and he said, Randy, I have no equity in my house, my credit is poor, and I don't want to go through the hassle. But you're saying, tell me about this equity.
Yeah, he's one of our typical clients that we have to explain. You have these options available for you. If you're upside down, the VA Streamline, if you have a current VA loan right now, doesn't require an appraisal, doesn't require any income documentation. Really, we just need 5 pieces of paperwork from them, and we're able to reduce their rate to current rates right now.
But this only works on VA, right? What we're talking about, this is for VA loans.
If you have a VA loan currently right now, yes.
You don't need an appraisal.
You don't need an appraisal, no. No income documentation.
But it seems like a hassle, by the way, because like my father, I told you, he's a very stubborn guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to go through the hassle. Is that what holds people back? Because it seems like a lot of work.
There's a few things. The hassle, the fear of getting all the paperwork and having to submit it, maybe the fear of denial that you're not going to get the loan, or they don't understand the program. But I'm here to tell you that the equity position doesn't matter. We don't need an appraisal. So even if you're upside down, it's completely okay. We don't need your tax returns. We don't need your pay stubs. We don't need the heavy work that you would have to submit in. Again, it's 5 pieces of paper. It's simple. It's easy. You fax it over. You let us do the heavy lifting. It takes about 3 weeks, and you could be benefiting from literally 0.25% to 0.5% lower than you have right now. And again, we've saved clients upwards of $500 per month by them sending in 5 pieces of paperwork. There's no appraiser coming over to the house, tramping mud through the house or whatever the case might be. It's easy. It's simple. It's that, and we really take the work off of the consumer by doing it, all the heavy work for them.
Now, I mean, you have a lot of experience with VA loans, you say.
Yes.
How does that translate? I mean, why go to you over somebody else?
Sure.
I should say. I'll put you on the spot here. Okay?
Absolutely. Here's the bottom line. We know how to do VA loans very well. We work with the VA all the time in terms of filling out their paperwork that they need to have for the transaction to go through. Because of that, we're very efficient at that. We can drive our costs down. So whereas you could go to like your local bank where you do your checking accounts and all that stuff. I had a client last week, went to his local bank. We're able to beat his local bank by 0.25%, and that was equivalent of upwards of $20,000 over the course of the loan. He was able to save by going with us. In addition to the 0.25% lower that he had, his bank was quoting it was going to take him 4 to 6 weeks to get the loan done. Again, we can do it in 3 weeks. It's quick, it's easy, it's fast. And that's one of the benefits of going with us.
Now, because, again, this is a real interview, we're probably going to have to put disclaimers. I mean, results are not typical, or, it varies based on credit, equity, things like that.
Sure.
But these things are happening every day.
Absolutely, and they are, and then more people should be doing it if they knew how easy and simple the program really is. And you know what? This is a benefit they have because they served in the armed forces, and they should utilize it. A lot of other veterans are doing this; they're taking advantage of it. They have it available. They're actively doing it, and sometimes just again, it's my biggest thing. I hate it because I don't think people really understand the process, and so they don't take advantage of it.
I mean,
they're paying higher rates.
But if they believed it, right? Well, like what you're saying. I mean, once my father became a believer, with my help, kind of pushing him into doing it, that they do it. I mean, if they believe that they could save, I mean, because for most people, if their payments, maybe $750 per month, you could get them down like $100, $150 a month.
Absolutely, if not more than that.
Even if now, what if they did it like 2 or 3 years ago?
We can still get them, absolutely get them.
But even a month ago?
Even a month, and that's the thing, because the way our company is structured, we're able to offer rates lower, 0.25% most times, even more than that. And then also recently, rates have dropped down from where they were a month ago. So even if
as of today's date,
as of today's date, rates are at 16-month lows. So perfect time to refinance. Again, 16 months low. So if you've done a refinance, a purchase in the past 16 months, it makes sense to pick up the phone. You don't have to do it with me. Call whoever you want. But I'm telling you, if you have done that, you should look into it.
You have 25 loan officers that work underneath you.
Correct.
But do you also deal with?
I love helping out the veterans and really giving them lower interest rate. I know it provides a lot more cash flow for their family if what they want to, an extra car payment, whatever the case might be. I'm absolutely helping on the phone every single day, talking to our clients, because it's a great. I get self-reward out of it, and that's why I like to do it, and that's why I still do loans.
People with a VA loan, veterans, they must be marketed a lot, because I know you do a direct mail campaign, but they must get a lot of mail about lowering rates, etc.
Yeah, and they absolutely do. And I think what happens a lot, because they get so much mail, they don't know what to believe. They don't know.
Or it's confusing.
It's confusing. They see this, they see that. They don't know what is real or what they should believe. Again, a lot of them think that maybe that by doing this loan, they will have tack on $10,000, $15,000 on the back of the loan. We do our loans. The majority of our loans that we do, Randy, are no-cost loans.
So a VA loan right now that we're talking about on this show is a no-cost loan.
Most of the majority of them we're doing no cost. So we'll cover title fees, escrow fees. Sometimes there's a funding fee associated with a VA loan. We'll go ahead and cover that also. Because look, we understand if someone just bought a house 2 months ago and paid a lot of money in terms of closing costs, they're not going to want to do it again. We know that, but we like the loan, the VA loan, so we'll go ahead and cover all those costs to make it more beneficial to them and also shave off their interest rate.
How do you make your money then?
That's a great question. So we make our money over the course of the loan. So there's still an interest rate built into it. You'll be making your monthly payment per month, and there's an interest associated with that particular part of it that, of course, we collect as the bank.
And you say you like VA loans as opposed to other loans because it's less liability for you.
That's correct.
What does that mean? Without getting too heavy into this.
Basically, what it means is the Veteran Administration really wants to help out the vets. And the way they do is they give a little bit of insurance policy back to the bank, and if there is ever in the case of a default on the loan. So what that happens means that we feel more comfortable lending more money to the veterans. So I can do
because you have an insurance policy with the government.
That's exactly right. So I can go, for instance, I can go up to 100% cash out of an appraised value. So let's say we appraise your house for $500,000. I would be able to go up to $500,000 and give you cash. And there's no other loan on the market that can do that right now. No conforming loan. If you're a civilian, you can't get that loan unless you're a veteran. Go up to 100%. So it's up
to $500,000 right now.
You can go higher than that depending on your county limit.
What if you owe like $200,000 on your home?
Correct.
And it's only worth $120,000.
So again,
you could still qualify for this loan?
If you're in a VA loan right now, there's no appraisal on the house. That would not be an
What about
issue.
income? And there really is no income?
We don't need your tax returns. We don't need your bank statements. It's a simple and easy. It's really simple and easy.
But don't they have to prove they could at least afford to make that payment? Or no?
If they currently are working right now, all we're going to do is we're going to call their job and make sure you're still working there. That's it. Because we want to make sure you can still make your payment. So we'll call up, hey, is Randy still working at the Wellness Center?
Or if they're on a fixed income?
On a fixed income, then sometimes we'll ask maybe for like a Social Security letter showing that you are still receiving income. That's the only thing. We're not going to look at the dollar amount. We don't care about it.
What if they say, hey, I get paid under the table from tips, I do this or that, odd jobs. You're still okay with that? It's is it kind of like a stated income?
It's not necessarily a stated income. Like, we want to make sure that they have a job, or the veteran has a job.
That they can pay for that.
Or they're receiving some type of income. Yeah, definitely. We want to make sure that is happening. So to answer your question, that's how it works.
So there's got to be tens of thousands of people in California. I know you service Arizona. Tens of thousands of veterans that have VA loans that right now could definitely save money on their mortgage payment if they do this.
That is absolutely correct. So it's really easy. You call us, 5 minutes, change your life.
You say it's like the insurance company, give us 15 minutes, but you say give us 5 minutes.
5 minutes. There's really 5 basic questions we're going to ask to see if you qualify. What is your loan amount currently right now? What would you say your credit rating is?
Okay.
And what type of program do you want? Do you want a 30-year fix? Do you want a 15-year fix? What are your goals? And then we can build a product around that. 5 minutes and say, here you go. Here's what you're going to be saving. Here's what your monthly payment's going to be. And if there is any cost because you want a lower interest rate, what that is. But again, most of our loans, no cost, no fees. We're not tacking anything onto the back of their loan. It's a simple and easy process. It's really that easy. So if somebody
calls you within 5 minutes, they say, look, my payment is $650 per month. You're going to be able to tell them, and they say, I got my loan 2 years ago or 1 year ago. You're going to be able to tell them with pretty good accuracy what their payment's going to be right there on the phone.
To the penny. As long as they give us a proper loan balance, we'll tell you to the penny how much you're going to be saving. We're going to tell you the monthly savings, the yearly savings, the annual savings, and that savings I like and I'm passionate about. You're going to experience it. Why pay a higher rate to the bank? They don't care about you. If you can take that extra money and you can have it and you can give it to your family, pay for an extra car payment, private school or whatever, you're realizing that, not the bank. Again, because the bank really at the end of the day
so then
doesn't
what's
care.
The
they just want their
hesitation?
payment.
If what you're saying is true, right? What's the hesitation? Would you say that if every veteran out there here in the U.S. knew this, there probably couldn't be enough loan officers to service them? They would all do it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the biggest hesitation, again, I think is the hassle, like going through the process, the fear of the unknown. But 5 minute phone call, you'll know what you're saving. You'll feel very comfortable with us because we can show you our online reviews that are 97%, our testimonies from all our clients. We really do a good job. Once we're over the fear and you really truly understand how much you can save, it's easy from there. It's a 3-week process. It's completely easy in regards to how that works.
Okay. What about those people that say, but if it's only a quarter of a point, it's not even worth it?
That's a great
question. Like if they got a month ago or 2 months ago.
Okay, so I think back, I don't know where this started from, maybe 10 years ago when you had to pay a lot of fees to get in a loan, everybody say 1%, that's what you need to save, Randy, if you want to do a refinance. If you save anything less than that, don't do it. Well, things have changed, okay? So what has changed is we'll cover the cost of the loan. So if you can get something...
So the VA allows you to absorb the cost of the loan.
Absolutely. Uh-huh.
So they don't owe more money on their house. That's
correct. Or on the loan amount. Correct.
Okay. Mm-hmm. For doing this.
So with us covering the cost, it makes sense now to shave off 0.25% off your interest rate. Again, if you can shave off 0.25%, you could save, over the course of the loan, $20,000, $100 a month, $150 a month. Why not do it? You're not paying to get that particular loan.
Are there people that call and you tell them this? Do they all do? I mean, if you could get them to pick up the phone and call, do they almost all do it?
Randy, this is a true statement. We've had clients call up and not believe you, even after we've gone over everything. Like, how can we do it for free? That's what they keep asking us. And we explain to them, look, you have this great loan already right now. Take advantage of it. And still, sometimes the savings or where they're currently at, it's too much for them.
Maybe, well, like you said, I mean, look, it's a lower rate, and you're making your money on the rate.
Correct.
In the interest.
Correct.
Over time. And so maybe you guys need to tell them this is how we make our money with the interest over time, right?
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people, they just don't believe it.
Well, most people, I would say most people that we do go over and explain it, they do understand that.
Do you meet with them in their homes?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We can definitely come up to their homes. They can come into our office, over the phone, over the internet, any way that suits them, the comfort that they want to have. We'll go ahead and do that. Absolutely.
Okay, where are your offices?
We're currently in Irvine, California, right by John Wayne Airport. We do have an office also in Arizona at this particular time.
In Arizona, okay. Now, so when people do this, okay, so they take that 5-minute call, as you say, 5 minutes change your life, 5-minute call. You say, okay, you calculate it out. We're going to save you $200 per month on your mortgage.
Correct.
Then, so if they say, I like it, I want to do it. Now what? What's the next steps?
Great. Soon as you understand how much you're going to be able to save on the loan, it's really, we do all the hard work at that particular time. We'll ask you a few more questions over the phone. We'll either email you, overnight you, all the paperwork so you can see it and make sure you're comfortable with everything. You'll send back the 5 easy pieces of paper that we need, and we do all the rest. And then once that's all completely processed on our side, we'll send out one of our representatives to the comfort of your own home.
So somebody will go there to explain the documentation.
Absolutely.
Is this just a notary or it's a loan officer?
It is. It's one of our representatives, which is a notary, and they'll go through and make sure you understand it. And you can always call your loan officer if there's any additional questions that you might need on that. And that usually takes about 3 weeks after you submit your initial loan documentation. Again, it's like 5 pieces of paper. You're not sending tax returns and all that other stuff. Most people have to do it.
So there's no points.
Uh-huh.
And there's no fees. They don't owe more on their home.
Correct.
On a VA loan. So they should do it. Now, this is a time-sensitive situation. How important is it that they act now? Like when you peek into the future, is there word on the street of where rates are going?
Absolutely, 100%. Okay, so why is it the best time to refinance at this particular point? Rates are at 16-month lows, okay? The Federal Reserve, again, yesterday, they backed out of their quantitative easing. So they're no longer buying bonds. Bonds, basically, they were buying bonds. It drove down interest rates. They're not doing that any longer. So what will happen then is rates will gradually start to increase. So you should do it now because they're no longer doing that. Rates are, every single economic forecaster out there is looking to say rates are going to go up in 2015. Okay?
So they have about 3-month window here to do something? Especially the VA people?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is that your prediction?
That is my prediction. Rates will start to go up in 2015.
Will they go any lower?
I don't think they're going to go on lower. They're at 16-month lows. They're historical lows. They've been so low for so long. Really, the upside potential in rates going up is a lot more than rates going back down.
Now you maintain, I don't want to put words in your mouth, that any veteran with a VA loan right now should refi because there are no costs, no appraisals, no income qualification, etc. But who is the perfect candidate? I mean, who's the perfect customer? Who for sure needs to do this?
Yeah. So anybody who's refinanced or bought a house that has a veteran loans right now should do a refinance on their house. Rates are at 16-month lows, so we can shave off 0.25% at that particular amount.
But the ideal person is who?
Anybody with a VA loan to refinance past 16 months.
16 months.
We want them to call us. We'll tell them exactly how much they're going to save basically by doing a refinance right now because rates are lower than they have been.
So it's kind of a no-brainer in a way.
It is. So if you look at your mortgage statement, hey, I took my loan out 8 months ago. Well, rates were higher 8 months ago. They're lower now. You should probably give us a call and we can tell you what the new low rate and payment we can get you. Or again, you don't have to call us. You can call whoever you like.
Like any mortgage person
should be able
VA would match what you're saying.
I would absolutely
right
100%.
Now.
They would say that.
Okay. We haven't talked about credit rating. Okay. I'm sure there are certain people you cannot help. Who are those people?
Okay, and that's another great thing about the veteran loans. They have opened up the guidelines where they're able to help more VAs out or veterans because they can go down to a lower credit score. We have clients that we're doing the Streamline on and help buying houses too. That's another huge part also that they're in the 500s. We can help them out.
So credit score in the 500s. They could currently be behind on credit cards right now?
They can be behind on credit cards. We want to make sure they're current on their mortgage payment. And that's only 12 months. So
if you're behind 60 days on your car payment, or you're behind on credit cards, or you have a bunch of collection accounts or charge-offs on credit cards, you can still qualify for this?
You can still qualify. Absolutely,
interesting.
100%.
Very interesting.
Absolutely. So,
again, I mean, it's nice actually what the government is doing for veterans.
Well, it is.
I mean, it sounds. I'm not trying to be, pander to to the government or to the veterans, but it really is a nice thing that they have.
It is.
It's better than what we can do as civilians.
And that's truly the case too. Again, civilians aren't able to go to 100% cash out if they need to do that. They can't buy a home at 100% financing. Well, the VA loans, they allow you to buy a home with no money down. They allow you to take cash out up to the value of the house. And if you currently have a VA loan right now, they give you that simple streamlined process where you don't have to have an appraisal, you don't have to have income. We'll just get you the new lower interest rate. It's really a great thing, and a lot of veterans right now are taking advantage of it, and that's fantastic.
Good.
But there's really not. Unfortunately, there's a lot of the segment of the population that's not taking advantage of this program, and they're entitled to it. They are entitled to this.
Are they like my father who said, "Look, I don't want to do it. I don't want to touch it. I hated the process."
They are, and I think for them, they had to go through a harder process at the beginning to get in a VA loan possibly. Now that he has that, it's much easier.
So once you have the VA loan, the qualify is easy.
Exactly.
It's just the first time getting it is a little bit more documentation.
It's a little bit more documentation. They're going to want to see your tax returns. They're going to want to make sure they can see you making that ability to make the payment. But that's really it. But so that's all they want to see. So it does require a little more documentation.
But on the refi, it's not the case.
It's not the case. No, it's not. And again, on the purchase, you can go up to 100%. So we have clients every day that we're helping that just got out of the service and they're buying houses. And of course, right when you get out, you don't have a lot of money. And usually they're starting families and stuff like that too. But they don't have to put any money down. We're able to finance 100% of it, and they're able to start and realize the dream of homeownership, which is fantastic because that builds wealth for their family too, which is great. And even for the people that did that with maybe another bank, we can help them out 30 days later and get them a lower rate too. And for a lot of people that just bought a home too, they under budget. They have to buy furniture, they have to put paint here, and when we can save them an extra $100, $150 to $200, that really helps on their cash flow.
What's your best story recently that comes to mind of what you've saved somebody?
We just had a gentleman last month that we helped fund. We were able to shave off $450 per month. He's 70 years old, and he was on a tight, strict budget, fixed income. And for him to save the $450 per month, almost $6,000 a year, it really helps.
Is he a retired guy or he works?
He's a retired guy.
So they call you.
We mail them out because we know that they have the particular loan, offering the new lower interest rate. Because a lot of them, again, don't know what the interest rate is. Call us in. Within 5 minutes, he knew he was going to be able to save that amount of money, and he was totally happy.
So $480 a month.
And absolutely,
that's a lot of money.
It is.
But is that an unusual situation, or are there a lot of guys like that out there?
There's a lot of people like that out there that could be saving that much money, or even more than that much money.
We are just about out of time because I have questions about, regular loans and why people should refi right now. But final message to the veteran that has a VA loan, and like you say, everybody within the last 19 months that got a loan could lower their rate and lower their payment. What do you say to them? Because they're skeptical.
Yeah, they are. Just give us a call. 5 minutes. Again, we can tell you exactly what the savings are going to be and how easy the process is going to be for you also. And you can realize that savings in little as 3 weeks because we can do it so quickly for you. It's simple, 5-minute phone call. Again, we'll tell you how much you can save.
What's the number one, and we have to move to the next segment, what's the number one misconception that the veterans have about getting a new refi?
The cost. They are afraid of paying costs, adding to the back of the loan amount.
So they don't believe it.
They don't believe it.
Like when they call your center, you say we talk to the phone, hundreds of calls, and then they get cold feet even within the call, right?
Yeah, a lot of them, because they paid so much to get maybe into the particular loan, they're like, how could this be free? Well, what they don't understand is they don't know about the streamline that they kind of paid for to get into the loan.
So the VA has set it up to where you could make your money in the back end on the interest.
Correct. That's correct. And then it's a streamlined process. So it's
great for loan officers because you don't have to charge fees to the...
It's great for the loan officer. It's great for the underwriter because imagine if an underwriter doesn't have to look at an appraisal. They don't have to look at the income. They like those. They love those loans too. It's very simple and easy for them. And again, it's a great program.
Okay, good. Now, and obviously if you're in the middle of a bankruptcy, things like this, you cannot qualify. Or yes?
Yeah, we want you out of a bankruptcy, and the guidelines. It has to
be closed at least?
It has to be closed, and usually we want to see about 12 months out of the bankruptcy.
Okay. Now, we went too long on that segment, and I wanted to ask you about regular loans, people that don't have a VA loan. Why refi now?
Great. So there's a few different reasons why you should refinance right now. Again, rates are at 16-month lows. Second, equity has been building. So if you look at any report, you've obviously seen home prices going up. So that means people that couldn't refinance beforehand when rates were low now have the opportunity to go ahead and do that. The third is guidelines are opening up. So it's easier to get a loan today, Randy, than it was 12 months ago. It's easier to get a loan now today, Randy, because equity is higher. It's easier to get a loan now because rates are lower. That's why if you had a loan and you couldn't get a loan beforehand, the perfect time to do it is exactly right now.
Okay, then you live in a decent neighborhood. We were sitting in our green room over there, and you said that if everybody, all of your neighbors, refied, even if they got a loan last month, that they would save about $500 a month.
That's right.
Is that right?
That is right. So if they refinance now, depending on the rates were at the time, they can save.
Why don't you go door to door in your
That would be fine, but sometimes the neighbors might have an issue.
No, I got you. So look, I want to thank you for coming to the show. If somebody wants more information, they just call, visit your website.
Correct.
Make an appointment over the phone, 5 minutes, and you could save them some money.
It's as easy as that.
I want to thank you for coming to the show. Very good.
Thank you very much.
You've been watching the WH Consumer Report. I'm Randy Alvarez. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching The Wellness Hour, the leader in medical news with your host, Randy Alvarez, the authority on health issues.